Hundreds of school children from across Portsmouth were invited to find out more about where their food comes from and how to make smart food swaps from some of their favourite snacks to more healthier options. So I popped along to the Fratton Community Centre to take a look. Where does my food come from? How much sugar is in this bottle of pop? And what tasty treats can I have instead of a bag of crisps? Were all questions that Portsmouth children had when they attended an event held by the company that makes their school dinners.
Today we've got a lot of children here from Portsmouth schools and we're educating them about food, where it comes from, and what they should and shouldn't eat, and the sort of things to think about maybe swapping over from. So looking at fruit, looking at reduced sugar in cakes, and thinking about what they could do to exercise. We've got a smoothie bike on site today, we've got a football team looking at exercise, we've also got people talking about sugar. Obesity is a massive issue for us as a country, and I think it starts with this generation and the education of them. They'll then take that through their life and it will make a huge difference to us as a population.
The children can also go home from the day to let their parents know that the meal they had at school was healthy and good for them, and maybe take some good habits home as well.
So I think engaging with the schools means that the understanding of what's in our meals that we feed the children to the parents, and means that the parents will have a greater uptake of those meals, and know that their children are being fed something healthy at lunchtime. On an average day, we could be looking at a bolognese on the menu. That could be coupled with vegetarian options such as vegetarian rice, and then we'd look at a pudding. Now with our puddings, we look to reduce both the fat and the sugar content. So although there may still be a cake on the menu, it will be something that's far healthier than maybe it would have been 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. I think getting them to understand that the food that we provide is locally sourced to them, which means it helps support the community, and it means that they can actually go to those farms and see those animals and see the farmers actually at work. Just means that we're providing that food on the plate and we understand where it's come from and what it's eaten in its lifetime, which you're then going to eat yourself. So I think that whole process is more important to explore with children so that they think about that when they get older and they're purchasing, maybe even with mum and dad. I think that education that, you know, where the cows are, which farm they come from, and doing that work with the students, that it actually relates back to the basics, is really important. I think too often they just see that meat on the shelves in Tesco's, and that's it, that's their assumption of where that product comes from. They can definitely take stuff home from today. Think about next time they're making cakes with mum, about how much sugar they can reduce that to before they make that cake. But I think overall today, it's about getting children in, getting those kids to have fun, getting them to think a little wider about the food that they eat, what's actually on their plate. So really the messages from today are about reducing sugar, reducing salt, thinking about eating more fruit and vegetables, and generally just installing some great habits for the children to take forward.
This is Richard Stringer for That's TV.